You gotta stop doing that after the we out.
Okay.
You had your time, man.
All right.
Now I'm playing. All right, so you ready to start? So we just gonna do the Maryland thing and the guilty plea piece.
Okay. All right. Let me see something real quick.
And that'll be the one we post when I'm out of town.
I forgot that you had them wrong. Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yes, go.
All right. Welcome back to episode 36 of the No Stopping Kev Show. Wait, I want to do that again.
You got it right.
Yeah, I know. Welcome back to episode 36 of the podcast. We back with references at that. Chance the Rapper. Come on.
Chance the Rapper.
Yes. Na. This ain't the intro. This the entree. No?
No.
Entree. Trying to turn my baby mama to my fiance.
I don't listen to that.
She like music. She from Houston, like Auntie Yance. And my daughter couldn't have a better mother. All right. No?
Nah. I don't know about that.
Dang, that hurts.
What? Did I don't know Chance the
So
Rapper?
you know how Drake's my guy, right?
Yeah.
You know how J. Cole is like my other guy, right?
Yeah, it was J. Cole first, right? Then Drake, right?
No. What?
You usually like Drake first? Kevin, you gotta remember, I don't listen to that. I mean, I've been
When
I've
we
been
in the
hearing.
car, what I usually play?
No, you always play Drake.
Yeah, then I play a little J. Cole.
Right.
But I also throw a little Chance. So Chance and J. Cole, they the one step below.
No, but you know what?
Half step below.
I remember when you liked it, J. Cole. I think.
Yeah.
I like I said, Drake came to me later. I knew of J. Cole's before I really knew of Drake, and see that's my fault because I just started listening more to. I like when you used to put the music on in the car. I wasn't really listening to it.
I did play. They used to play a bit of J. Cole for you at a period of time.
Right. I'm saying I knew, but I knew J. Cole because he came out with one song. I can't remember what it was. Huh?
On my way.
This was a while ago. I remember him.
I've been trying to get you way. No.
That's why I thought he was out before Drake.
Yeah, you don't remember? You remember these songs?
No, I don't remember them. I don't listen. That ain't one of my music that I listen to.
What you listen to? That Barry White? Oh.
No, it depends what I'm doing and what mood I'm in.
This song? No.
I can't remember the J. Cole. It's been a while ago.
All right. I'm gonna let you live.
It's been a while ago.
We got some things to unpack.
Well, let's do that.
I wanted to ask you. Oh wait, who you rooting for in the Super Bowl?
You know what? For real, I guess I want Kansas City to kind of win because of Andy Reid.
Me too.
And I that's what I want. I think that he deserved a championship. He's been so close. Well,
multiple times.
Yeah. And then they always got there or had teams. And then it seemed like he a good guy that went through a lot. Especially with the kids and all and everything. And, so I'm gonna root for them.
I'm with you on that. So I'm rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs because Andy Reid is my guy, and also I'll be rolling with the black quarterbacks.
Yeah, and Ramir, that's his team. That's his team.
Yeah. Has that always been his team?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's a Laker fan. He's been a long time Laker fan. T&M used to make him run because he would wear his uniform. He would wear his uniform to practice, a Laker uniform.
What you mean his uniform?
He would come he used to come to Sunny Hill practice in a Laker uniform, and they made him run. They made him run laps.
Like jersey and shorts.
No, he comes Laker down. He gonna have Laker socks on. He gonna have the sneaks to match. He come Laker down.
Shorts, like Laker shorts.
The back he happened
and a Laker jersey.
Laker jersey.
Wait,
right?
Yeah, Magic Johnson.
Huh? I don't.
No, that probably was before Magic.
No, that wasn't before Magic. I mean, like Magic came in '79, so it could have been right before Magic.
So he
But
had a little what Kareem.
I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't, you know. I don't know who jersey it
We're gonna have
was.
to ask him.
Yeah, I will have to ask him. I will ask him. But we just laughing about that the other day.
Yeah, the farthest I used to go, as far as that much coordination, used to be when my mom would buy me the basketball sets. Yeah, you get the blue top, blue bottom. You thought you was cool when you had the little reversible joint, but sometimes only like the top would reverse. So you got 1.5 outfits. That's the farthest I would go. You know, I did used to want the Sixers shorts to match my Iverson jerseys, but that never happened.
I never knew that. See, because I wasn't big into like wearing uniforms or I don't want to wear I don't want to wear somebody else's name on my back. I just really didn't want that.
Yeah, which got me roasted in school because you bought us Donovan McNabb jerseys. I'm gonna say you bought us Eagle jerseys, number 5, with a blank nameplate. People was like, why your jersey don't got your name on the back? I was like, because I can get my name put there. That was the cover up. I wanted the name on the back.
Well, you could.
I wanted to be official.
What you
buying those bootleg? I don't think they was bootleg, but
that's the year they went. That's the year they went to the Super Bowl too.
No, it's before that. Because I think I was still.
Oh no, that might have just been when they was in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that might have been like
you're right. That might have been
before because I was still at St. Thomas.
Right. No, you probably right because you know what? It was Philadelphia Fever, and I just ran out and got some shirts, some jerseys for all of us that had the jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where that happened.
We not gonna call them jerseys. We gonna call them shirts.
Okay.
Shirts.
Yeah.
Shirts.
Right, because they ain't had a name on it.
Yeah.
All jerseys don't have to have the name on the back.
Yeah, I know, but when you get in the Eagles number 5, it need to say McNabb.
Why, you a McNabb fan?
At the time, yeah, that was our guy. You know what my jersey said on the back?
What? He was down in McNabb with guys the whole time here.
Yeah. Well, I can't ever say I had a McNabb jersey. I had a 5 jersey. A shirt.
I ain't never won a McNabb jersey. And I'm sorry, that was my fault. I didn't want a McNabb jersey. I ain't want his name on my back.
I'm gonna try to move on from this.
Go.
Try to move on.
You know, I'm a Jordan fan, but I still wasn't going to wear Jordan on my back. I'll wear his number 23. Well, I'm not really going to even wear his 23.
Bringing up, I'm kind of having feelings, especially when I was getting roasted in like 1st or 2nd grade. All because of that shirt. All right, moving on. So, came across a couple interesting articles this week, and one of them I would love to hear your perspective on because I know you got some firsthand knowledge or experience. But the first one had to do with the state of Maryland and how Maryland leads the nation in incarcerating young black men, especially ages like 18 to 24.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
So this is one of those things where some people don't believe it happened, but the numbers don't lie, and so it really kind of jumped out at me because it's especially the age group because I'm so kind of passionate about investing in youth and young people, and also I guess I'm in that age bracket, or by the time this episode drops, though, I'll have just exited. I think I'll be 1 day out or 2 days out.
Well, right now you're in it, right?
Right now I'm in it.
You're in it right now.
Right now I'm in it, and even if I was one of these statistics, they kind of get extreme sentences, so it has very long life implications. But I'll just highlight some things from the article. So can you bear with me for a moment, Mr. Beeford?
You got it.
Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. All right, so here we go. So, Maryland has the highest incarceration rate among black men ages 18 to 24. Many men who were sentenced in this age bracket were sentenced to extreme prison sentences and they remain imprisoned even decades later. So these young groups are getting 10, 20, 30 years for crimes, and they're being sentenced at higher, more stringent sentences than their non-black counterparts. 80% of people serving, 80% of them are serving at least 10 years. Oh, sorry, let me take two. Can I do my take two?
Go ahead.
Try this again, people, because I want to give y'all the right information. So, 80% of people serving at least 10 years were black people. That hurts. The latest data from the Department of Justice shows that the proportion of the Maryland prison population that is black is more than double the national average of 32%. So it's very disproportionate, right? Like it's pretty glaring, right?
Right.
And the disparities are most pronounced for people serving the longest sentences who were sentenced as emerging adults. So 18 to 24, they're getting these long sentences. So, a lot of times we see on the news, and especially when we talked about this before, when, let's say a black kid commits a crime, 16, 17, he's described as a man. But let a white 16, 17-year-old male commit a crime, gets that boy label, right? So, because of the color of our skin, we're often villainized and not giving that leniency. So that's something we got to work on, continue fighting to try to fix, because black people aren't the only people out here committing crimes, right? It's not the case.
Right.
And what is confusing to me that kind of jumped out when I was reading this was the article explained how back in 2017, Maryland was at the forefront of the national criminal justice reform conversation when the state reported an unprecedented 10% decrease in its overall prison population. So
you said decrease?
Yeah, so like the amount of people in jail was decreasing back in 2017.
Right.
So they were kind of like, yo, what's going on here? But now you look at the state of Maryland, it's like, whoa, y'all locking up a lot of black folks.
See, sometimes
for long periods of time. Go ahead.
No, like a lot, like you said, blacks. It is like a lot of blacks in jail. It's Puerto Ricans in jail. It's like a lot. Like and it's mostly like when I seen
minorities.
Most I seen, it was like a lot of blacks and Puerto Ricans. Like in jail. Like you say, you do have some white people in jail, and I really try to stay away from like color and stuff like that, but sometimes you look at it like a lot of people, like in our neighborhood, our neighborhood, like a lot of times, who do you see doing stuff?
But that's a small,
but like you said,
that's like a small, like if you take an entire state,
yeah
your neighborhood is like a microcosm of the entire picture.
Yeah, that's why I said like sometimes it's like hard, but it's true. It's definitely true because you got the numbers right there. So it's definitely true.
I don't think we should ever ignore the color thing, because it's there and it's prevalent and it's real.
It's definitely there, and it's always been there, and it's still gonna be there. Even though, it's no different.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I just don't really, because like when you talk about that, like a lot of times, my growing up was way back worse than your time of
Yeah,
growing up.
I know.
And
That was something I was gonna ask you about.
you might, like, you know what? Some people talk about racism, and I'm gonna say that, but some people don't really know real racism. You know, some stuff that you can look on, you can YouTube and see it or something like that. But you really haven't, like, people
Like
really haven't lived it.
Yeah.
Haven't really experienced that. Like, I remember, man, like, for us, like, coming from school at a certain time, like at the practice, you had to catch the bus, because otherwise, if you walked home and you wasn't in a group, you're gonna get it. Like, I remember nights going playing.
What you mean you gonna get it?
You gonna get in the fight. It's gonna be a rumble.
With who?
I told you I don't like it with the other color people. What you want to say?
Explain.
It used to be like race riots and stuff like that.
All right. So if you were walking home, who was gonna give it to you?
Caucasians.
Why you? Why you so? This is interesting.
Why what? Why? Like I said, I don't really like even get in there.
White boys would jump y'all on your.
We had to fight. You had to fight. It wasn't like if they would jump you. Yeah, you would have to fight.
It is what it is, or was what it was.
Right. You had to fight.
Yeah. I just find it interesting.
No, I mean,
like, it's just a difference in, I guess, time and experience, and I think we also view certain issues through different lenses.
Right. Yeah,
So
that's true.
Whereas, like, you're a little hesitant to kind of say that or go there. I'm just not.
You know what? Because it's not in my heart to be like that. It don't matter, because, like, you know what? I have white friends. I have white friends. I got black friends. I got Puerto Rican friends. So it's a human being thing to me. But like you said, it do exist in all way. Like, I'm gonna say, even like, and I'm gonna touch a little bit. Like, when I went to college in West Virginia, I was mostly around white people, and that's where it was. Now, the white people accepted me because they knew me. But the same person that might be nice or something that was a good guy, a good person, right? He wasn't accepted to them because his color, and they didn't trust them.
Yeah, I mean, you also brought something to their table, which is another totally different issue.
Right.
So for those same people, I would probably say you should probably have issue with.
Right. Oh no, I see what you're saying too.
That you should have, like, and I dealt with it, like, when I was at Penn, and I told you I was working in a group, and in this class you basically had to work with a nonprofit, right, and help them with something. One of the options was to work with a school from Kensington, and help them with their school store, and really try to teach them, like, the business side of it, right?
All right.
And then one of the examples in the description was helping them sell school swag or school merchandise, and just hearing the perception from the people that I were around. Now, mind you, this is my freshman year. So this is like maybe week 3, if that. And these kids are like, they're not going to be able to afford to buy a $15, $20 shirt. Like, if we get something really nice. And I'm just like, y'all have no clue. Like, kids in these schools are swaggier than you. Like, like, they got the freshest J's, the UGG boots. Like, they dropping money. Like, I had one of my players, he had on a Givenchy t-shirt the other day. I'm like, yo, that was like $400. You wearing a $400 t-shirt? Well, I'm like, y'all lucky, because I ain't had that. I ain't had that much drip when I was in high school. But, the way that they were looking, you talking about these kids, kind of feeling sorry for them, right? Meanwhile, I'm like, I can relate to them. Like, I was in their shoes. Like, I didn't go to the same school. But if you're talking about it in a background where they didn't have a ton of money, that was me. But I'm like, I can get a $20 t-shirt if I want to get a $20 t-shirt. So it was just how they were kind of, the level of ignorance.
Right, yeah.
From them.
You calling it the right way, yeah.
It was eye-opening. Because I'm like, oh, you don't really know or understand us at that point.
But you know what? And see, that was one of the main reasons I went there. So I could be around them and learn them. See, because I mean, like I'm saying, like you're saying, coming up, like when I'm saying coming up when I was young, and like I said, I couldn't know a white person really. I couldn't get to know him. So
Yeah.
I really didn't know him because we were separate,
So
like
you
from them.
wanted to go to a place where you were offered more diversity.
Well, the thing was like I knew eventually I got to talk to these people. I got to be able to learn how to deal with them. So coming up where I'm coming up and coming up the way and what I was taught wasn't going to help me really with that. When I went to school and I was able to be around them, I was able to talk to them, I was able to go out with them. Some of them now I know how I can deal with them. And like I'm saying, like so far as like racism in my heart, I have none. I don't have none, but I know it's there. And I know, like, you know what? You can even probably see some people that still have it. But like you said, I don't have to. I don't have to be around them. I don't have to accept them.
Yeah, it would also be prejudice in your heart, not racism. But
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
that's something we're gonna have to unpack.
Yeah, yeah.
A different time.
Oh.
So I was just thinking about like there has to be ways we can somehow try to fix this issue. And I think one is we got to vote. We got to get the right people in positions of power who can actually do something about these numbers and laws and enforcing them. That's one thing. And then, one thing that I try to do, and I'd be interested to hear what other people think about different things we can do, is, what we offer kind of our youth growing up so that they don't end up even on paths where they even commit crimes. It's going to be there. But I feel like if we guide more of our young people to different paths, that's an attempt to make there be less crime in the long run. So because you kind of see a lot of youth, they get kind of lost out in the streets, right? And when kids are kind of lost out there, one thing that I find is sometimes they lack that direction. That mentor, that role model, someone that's gonna be like, that's not what you need. Like, stick to this path. Or people to just say like, no, like this isn't for you. Like you can do something far greater, And so I think that, kind of giving kids that avenue. And one thing that I'm finding out recently with like some of my players is they don't realize that there's opportunity to basically align their passions with careers and then kind of work back. So like you might have a kid that's really interested in like basketball, right? I coach basketball, so I got a lot of kids that love basketball. Then, I got kids that are like, I love graphic design, but I also think I like numbers and stats. And I'm like, bro, you know about data analytics? They're like, what's that? And I'm like, all right, when you got a team and coaches are trying to look at, where do players shoot the ball best from? And what plays do they have in their playbook or play design so they have to get players the ball in certain spots? I'm like, you could be the guy to be like, listen, coach, number 11's great at shooting the ball from these spots on the floor. You got these plays in your playbook that gets on the ball there. I think you need to run this play however many times a game to get him, X amount of looks for this potential. Or, you can also break it down to play. Like, hey, coach, you call this play this many times. It only has a success rate of X. Maybe we need to tweak it, put a guy here. So there's a lot of things you can do with the things you love. And I think that when, a lot of times when kids aren't thinking that far out or they don't have a plan or they don't have those goals, that's when, eventually you're going to start to lose them to different influences. So I think you got to surround them with good influences, teach them the importance of setting goals. And, that coupled with changing the system, which is an even bigger, struggle to fight, will help us in the long run. That might be very wishful thinking, but that's just what I'm thinking. I'm no expert in that field.
I mean, it's hard, because what people choose, the choices that we make, the people that we hang around influence, like does a lot of influence. Like you saying, you putting a couple hours in with some kids. Now that if that hour or two do them good, and these kids can really love that basketball, or really want to, even after they leave you, go to a place where that can continue. Not go out after they leave you and go hang out on the corner with some of their friends that want to do, want to sell drugs or do stuff like that. Like you got, like, with me, and I only could talk about my experience sometimes. See, like a lot of y'all saved me for years. When you was born, I got away from selling drugs. I got away from all that, and I still played some basketball then. But see, the thing was, I didn't want to show you that life. I mean, even though you're going to see that life, but it makes a difference if it ain't coming from somebody that you're around like that a lot. So, like, now, if I was still hanging around like a lot of people that was doing them things, then I probably would have kept doing them things. But it was something that wanted me to get out of that. Because I didn't want you in that. I didn't want Brianna, and you know what? Like, it worked. But now, like, you got, like, kids now, or you got people, when we go back to saying, you got, when I seen the grandfather, the father, and the son in jail together, that's 3 generations. So, you know what? What are they going to teach their kids? Or what do their kids see? He see my dad that did this. I'm like my dad or something like that. No, like me, I wanted y'all to be better. Y'all came out better, and that's what it takes. But now you look at this too. How many places and how many recreation centers do they really got, or really doing stuff like it was? When I was a kid, you had a lot more of that. Today, you don't have a lot more of that now. And you don't have, like, I'm going to believe it's always good people out there and people that willing to help. Mm-hmm. But you got a lot of people out here. Like the thing of, like, you know what? And I just want to say this too, because, like, what was so crazy? Like the other day when I was at work in the locker room, everybody was talking about Donald Trump being like that. It's so many people worrying about that. But what about all these killings and stuff that's going on around here? That's in our neighborhood. That's what we need to focus on. And like you're saying, we need to focus and try to help kids or something like that. When you talk about the younger one, and it got to start with, it got to keep filtering down. Because I mean, like this stuff, this the beginning of the year. This month ain't halfway over. And look at all.
I think we have more homicides or shootings than there has been days. So, yeah, you're right. We definitely, can. I guess one way to put that is doing what you can to control what you can control.
Right.
So, like, yeah, we can kind of control, who's in office through voting. But, on a daily basis, we can be more active in our community. Whether that's investing in your younger relatives or actually getting out and getting involved with some organizations. But, speaking about systems in place, I saw another article that basically talked about when you have someone that has been accused, the decision to either go to trial or, why so many people accept plea deals. And it comes down to, one, they put that plea deal in front of you. There's a clock on it, right? So they say to try to, that's like a marketing tactic. It's like, call now to get this at a low price of $7.99 if you call in the next 24 hours, right? Meanwhile, you probably still get that same price in 5 days, right? So they give you this plea deal that's going to expire within that week, maybe 3 days. And, if you sign it, you're admitting to the crime, even if you didn't commit it. But, in some cases, you get to go home. You don't got to be detained for a long period of time. And during that time between, whenever they set your hearing date, you can fight your charges and try to get them dropped. Versus, if you don't accept it and say, hey, I want to go to trial, then you're in a situation where you may have to be detained until your trial, which could be over a year at times. right? If you can't make bail. So we're in the system where you're penalized if you can't afford to make bail, right? So that's one hurdle, and that's another reason why the prison population is so disproportionate based on race. But it kind of forces you, and once you another issue with our system is that, like, the prosecution, they don't have to even reveal their witnesses, right? So there's a person that's going to testify against you, right? You can't even have your attorney necessarily go and talk to this person to figure out more information. So there's a lopsided evidence here. The prosecution got something, and so now all you can do with your attorney is hope that either it's not a good eyewitness. If this person, if maybe you can argue this person would have a reason to fabricate a story about you. There's a lot of things, and it's just unfair, and it's almost like it's designed to make a person admit guilt even if they're innocent. And one more thing, and I'll let you go because I want to get your take. There were some numbers. I saw. So in 2016, right? A 2016 stat was that, those who gained pre-trial release were, almost 16 percentage points less likely to be found guilty. Another one was that 15% of people who were exonerated meaning people that were convicted of crimes but later proven innocent, 15% of them they originally pleaded guilty. So they said they did it, got sentenced, went to jail, and were later released because they were proven innocent. So that emphasizes a hole in our system. And then when you look at for case specific, for manslaughter, that number was 49%, and for drug related crimes it was 66%. So 49 and 66% where people said they did it, but later it was proven that they were innocent, so then they were released. And one of the things that really stood out to me in this article was at the end, where I guess when when you're accepting a plea, the judge will ask if either side knows of any reasons why the judge shouldn't accept the plea deal, the decision. And, like the quote in the article was like, as the defendant's counsel, like, you want to shout out, like, yes, Your Honor, the plea is the product of an extortive system of devastating mandatory minimums and lopsided access to evidence, like, really fire back that, like, yes, this should not be accepted because, or, no, this shouldn't be accepted because the system's in place, but you can't do that because you gotta respect your client's decisions, and it's a trade-off. It's like, either I get to go home, be with my family, try to fight this battle later, or do I try to take this thing to trial? And a lot of times when you go to trial, those sentences could be even harsher. So even though you're still innocent, you don't know what evidence they got waiting for you at this trial hearing. The difference in sentencing between, a plea deal and losing that trial can be decades. So, you might be talking about 1 to 5 years versus 10, 20, 30 years. So it's deep.
I mean, it is like, it's a shame because, like, when you talk about that, like, I seen a lot of that. I went through it. I even, signed a plea. But, like, cause I didn't tell you first what they was, I couldn't even stand to tell you the number, what they wanted to give me. But the whole thing is for them to scare you into taking that plea. Like, it's so hard. Like, what? Like, I seen a lot of people go to court, because I sat in the county waiting for my deal 2 years. Just holding off because I didn't want what they was offering me, because I wasn't going to take what they was offering me. But I seen a lot of people. I seen some people come and they give you such a deal, like, well, you can go home now. Like you said, you can go home now. But they know, this is how crazy it is. They know you're going to go right back out there and do something to come right back. And then they got you with another one. And another thing is like that. It's about when you look at district attorneys and all that, it's the number of convictions that they get. That's what they after. That's what they work together with for. Like the system ain't good. Like I'm telling you, that's a business. That's really a business, man. Like how much it costs or what they gotta get. Like a lot of times that's business. But like when you talk about they want you to plea and they tell you the time. They tell you that time because they want to do that. Now, like even when I was in Harrisburg, and like you in there, they keep you where it's so uncomfortable. And then people that take pleas, see when they take a plea, they send them somewhere where conditions is a little bit better. And then it's just like I'm saying, it's just kind of crazy with how they want you to plead and take a deal. And yeah, you can go home now. But see, like when they were talking about me, like with me like that, and I couldn't say, for me, you know what, I really like if they wound up dropping it and dropping it down where, okay, now what they was offering me, then they come down because they gonna offer you something like crazy. And then when you really dealing like a lot of time with the federal thing, what I think federal, they give numbers. The numbers are high. What you looking at? And like I'm saying, my number was pretty high. But then when they came down, because I had to tell my lawyer, I said, you know what, we're going to trial. Because like first of all that they were saying, like I ain't saying that I ain't do nothing, but what they were saying, they really didn't have it because. I don't even want to go into that part, but but they do that, and they do build cases, and they do like you're saying, like I don't know so much about in the state and with them, but I know like I found out when I was going like the witness, like who some of the people that gonna testify against you, but see like one thing in the feds, like I was trying to get my discovery before I could know more. They didn't give me no discovery. And then like it was a thing where they didn't. Now I learned in there, you're right. They could bring somebody the same day when you go to trial, when you at trial, they could bring somebody right then and there. That is true too. But I think a lot of times, like I said, I don't know in the state too much because like I'm saying, like a lot of people were getting discoveries, so it tells you a lot more. Like what's going on, who going to testify against you. Like I knew, like for me, I knew who was going to testify or who was going to say something. And like, cause like that's where I used to tell them, like this person is lying in some area. So that's why I was saying, like, you know what, I was really ready to go to trial. But the only thing was if I'd have went to trial, them numbers would have been like you said, like they said in there. Decades. It would have been, it would have been a lot larger than that. Because my sentence was 60 months. Now, but what they first was offering me was way more than that. What they wanted me to sign a plea to, and I told them I know because I didn't think that they really had that. But me not knowing and never being in trouble before, But like some people that be in it, but if you go back and forth, the number's gonna grow.
Yeah, that uncertainty.
Yeah.
Kind of scares you and scares people into taking those deals.
But see, all they want. You know what? Okay, I'm an attorney. I'm an attorney now. Now I might want to be a judge. So I'm gonna tell you how many people I done put away. And this sound good to people. Oh, he done did that much? Yeah, let me get him. So like, I mean, it's all like that. Cause like another thing that I learned too, like the feds, like what they were telling me, the feds got like a 90. Something it was percentage of putting people away of cases, but they got a large number of time of giving time back. See, you don't hear about the time they get back. Like, you know what? The only thing is, they might give you 20 years. You might get 20 years. Now you fight all that. Now you might get, and you might be out in 10. You might get out in 10 because they gonna get some of that time for some of them charges that they got. They gonna get that time gonna get taken away, but you still gonna sit. You still sitting 10 years while you doing it, so you still doing some time. That's but then they take the time, like I seen all that firsthand stuff, man. I know some people that what's crazy. Guy had life, and he went home. You know what I mean? And might have did like 10, 15 years. But see, they made stuff so harder on him where they were able to give him them large numbers. But then they had to get some of that time back. You know, because he fought certain things, and it take a while to do that.
Yeah.
But you know, like this guy, you know, life, like you know, sometimes life 20 some years in some places, and sometimes life is the rest of your life. And the guy had life the rest of his life, but he got it overturned, and he actually went home.
Bless him.
You know, it was, you know, and like, you know, like, and it's something, man, like you know, I used to go to church with these guys. You know, we used to go to church together, man. And that was something, man, for that to be overturned like that. You know?
Dang. This is somebody you knew.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I'm saying, when I was sitting and people go to court, and that way, like, you know, like I said, that's why I said sometimes they'll offer you a deal, man. You can go home today. But you know what? Like a lot of times they know it's crazy because you got a chance. You got a chance to change. Like for me, you know what? Like I ain't trying to go back there. I ain't trying to let them give me no numbers. You know, and that's why, like, you know what? I behave. You know, like, you know what? I just do that because the next time you go, you always gonna get a deal. They always gonna offer you a deal. You always get that.
Yeah.
You know. It's about them convicting you, man.
Yeah.
You know.
So thank you for sharing that. Appreciate your insight. And maybe I get ready to get out of here. But I want to end on a happier note.
What's a happy note you want to end on?
I don't know. I was hoping you would provide one.
You know, like sometimes I don't know, but you know, like I say, one thing, my experience in being incarcerated and all like that was a good experience for me. You know, like I said, like I know that's somewhere where I don't want to be. So, like sometimes when we talk about that, like it sounds crazy. I'm happy for that experience. I'm happy. I'm just happy to learn something firsthand. And you know, and something like I guess next week or something I talk about because it changed the way that I see a lot of things now. So that is a good note for me. You know what I mean? It seemed like it's a sour note, but it's been a good note. And I just wish people out there, and I hope that some people that went there or haven't been there can share it with somebody and try to help somebody not to go there, not to go down there. And in this episode, just talking about like how black kids, like when you talk like that, are in jail, 18 to 24, and stuff like that. Now you got kids that like your age, and I'm not a grandfather yet, but you got some people that got kids and all like this, and where they gonna be for their kids? So how are we gonna really get better? We gotta stay out of there. You know, and I just hope that we can reach some people with this.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, my lighter note is high school season almost over. So you know what that means?
What that mean? You going back to playing basketball?
Boy, about to go back to giving out buckets, baby. I give my players buckets in practice. I'll be out there like Jimmy Butler. Give me a third team. We good. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back out there and playing. I run in practice sometimes with the guys. Just to push them a little bit. I'm back in my pen league that started back up. So I gave out some buckets on Tuesday. Although,
oh, yeah, you start playing on Tuesdays then?
Yeah, I'm back playing on Tuesdays again.
What that at 10?
Yeah. And you know, we got Kyrie Irving on that team. So gotta deal with some characters.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, making the best of it, you know, doing my thing, but looking forward to getting back in like my Thursday night league, because I got a lot of old teammates and players that are interested. So might end up having like a mastery squad in like the PSL league. And if that happens, can I do my Charles Barkley impression?
Go ahead.
I guarantee winning championship, baby.
You can guarantee win the championship?
Guarantee.
That what Charles Barkley said?
Yeah. Guarantee. Our squad gonna win the chip.
I'll be there to see that.
Hey, we gonna win it. We taking it. But you know what time it is, Dad?
It's about that time.
About that time, homie.
About that time.
About that time. Say it. About that time.
I ain't.
Go 1, 2, 3. About that time.
You hear me?
No.
You hear him? Oh, okay.
Guess I gotta get better equipment. All right, we gotta get ready to get out of here. Dad, tell the people where they can listen to us.
You know that's your department.
Dad, can you give 3?
That's your department.
Can you give 3?
3.
Yeah.
3.
3 places where they can find us.
3. No, you're not getting me.
Which one?
YouTube. No, you said 1. I gave you 1.
No, we gotta get 3. YouTube,
no.
Apple.
Son, go ahead. Let's move it on.
YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You got an Android, so Google Play.
Now you're busting on my phone.
Stitcher. And like you said, YouTube. Sorry.
We know you're iPhone man.
It's iTunes, iPhone, Android beef out there.
What?
Yeah, so iPhone is like the majority, I would say, these days. Some people got Androids that get roasted. Hence why me and Bree be roasting you. So, yo, if you don't want to use Google Play, you can download Spotify. It's a great app. And you got YouTube. So, people, share our show with some of your friends. Don't mind me for roasting Pops. That's just a little hobby of mine. Hopefully, I don't get a beating after we get off the air. But yeah, we'll see you same time, same place next week. And if you're watching on YouTube, click down below, like, and the subscribe button. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, make sure you hit that follow button and leave us a 5-star review, people. How many stars did I say, Dad?
5.
5, baby. That could have been better. But
It could have been.
But yeah, we got to get out of here. See y'all next week. Peace.